All right, so we're on worksheet 85. We're practicing our surface area. So this is nothing new. I'm going to give you a couple reminders. We are doing surface area. We will get into volume, and that does change things. But surface area is the area around the figures. Okay, what would it take to wrap or paint the outside of the figures? So what shape is this here? That is your cylinder. With your cylinder, if it helps you, it doesn't say you need to draw nets. But if it helps you, remember, you're going to have these two circles that come off of a rectangle. Imagine slicing this as a label and then unrolling it. You'd have two circles coming off, and hopefully you can do better circles than me. Now, where would the 12 go? On the top or the side of this rectangle? The 12, if we shaped it like this and we took the can and rolled it, this would be the 12, because from top to bottom, if we flip the can upright, do you see the upright? The can's 12 inches tall. So if you took off the bottom and the top, there's your 12. What's this length right here? What's that length? Do you remember? That is the circumference of a circle. So if you think about starting here and wrapping around, we need to find the circumference of the circle. What's the radius of the circle? The radius is 3. Why did you know that? Yeah, the diameter is 6. Okay. So to find this, we are going to do our formula for circumference, which is on your formula sheet. Also, if you did with this one when I talked about it, I showed you, hey, these are your areas of a circle. We have two circles. The area of a rectangle is base times height, but this side right here is the circumference, 2 pi r. So it's circumference times height. Okay, so whenever we go to do this, the circumference is going to be 2 pi times 3. So tell me what we get. 18.85-ish. I didn't know 5-ish was a term in math. Yeah, I'll go with that. I see what you're saying because you rounded it, right? So we'll go nearest hundredths. So the circumference is 18.85. All right, so with that in mind, the area of my rectangle is 12 by 18.85. Okay, so let's find that. 18.85, which is 226.2. Oh, no. Yeah, 226.2. That's the area of the rectangle. Now, the circle is pi times the radius squared. So this is area of a circle. Now, how many circles do I have? 2 of them. So if I find pi r squared, pi times 3 squared, it is 28.27. And then how many of those circles do I have? 2 of them. So you could either 2 times it or do that. So add up my areas, 226, and you don't have to show adding up the areas, maybe circle all the parts. 226 plus 28.27 or times 2. Any way you cut it, what do we get total?
282.75.
All right. Do we agree with him? Probably more than you agree with me. 282. I'm going to go round. You said 7.5. I have 7.4. I think, did you keep one of the decimals in your calculator when you did it? Okay. So I'll take, we might be off by 1 depending on how far you kept your decimal. And this would be what? Inches squared. And make sure when you do this, if you're circling your little areas, make sure you really make the full area stand out. All right, guys, is this a cube or a rectangular prism? Look at it looks like a cube, but are all the sides the same? No. Okay. So to find the surface area of this, you have 2 on the front and back, 2 sides, top and bottom. So I'm going to ask one more time. If you haven't done this, which I notice a lot of people don't have this written down, could you please write down the surface area formula of a rectangular prism on your formula sheet? It's not hard. And you can do it without using this. You just do 2 of everything. But if you have this to follow, you're not going to sit there lost. And I feel like I've had a lot of people sitting there lost. I don't think they should be lost, but they were. Why are you looking at me like that? Where's your little formula sheet? All right. Good? All right, I'll put this back up if anyone needs it. Did you get it over there? Okay, let me know. I can put it back up. All right, look at these shapes. 6 is another cylinder. What do you want me to do? I'll do one more with you. Oh, we do need to talk about the back real quick. But is there another shape you need to do, or I can set you free? Oh, we need to do 5. We'll do 5. Look at the difference between 3 and 5. They are both square, because you see how they both have the same dimensions on the bottom? They are both square what? What shape is this? Pyramid or prism? These are both square pyramids. Now, there's a big difference, so pay attention to this. So if you're sitting here, ignore me, stop it. This has a square base that's 6 by 6, so that's good. The area of the square is 36. How many triangles are there? 12. I'm just going with 4 because there's 4 sides to a square. But, I mean, you do what you want. There's 4 triangles, and because it's a square, aren't all 4 triangles the same? Thank you. What do I need to find the area of a triangle? Base and height. Now, don't forget, the area of a triangle is half the base times height. So, I mean, I guess I'll just knock this out. The area of the triangle, we have 4 of them, which is 1/2 the base of 6 times the height of 8.5. You guys are random. If you can do these and add them together, then you've got the surface area of this square pyramid. Now, I know you're going to ignore me, but don't. You can come back to that one. Look at number 5. I see the area of the base. I don't have a problem with that. Do you see it? It's 10 by 10, which is 100. What about the area of the triangle? Again, since it's 10 by 10, all bases are 10. All 4 triangles are the same. So the area of the triangle would be 4 of these, and it's 1/2 the base times, what's the height? What's the height of the triangle? It's not, that's what I'm looking for. This is the height of the pyramid. See how it goes down to the center? I brought this up before, but this is the actual height, the altitude. If we are putting this in a box, this is how tall the box would have to be. The slant height, can you picture that coming down the side of the pyramid? The slant height is the height we need. And so sometimes you'll see this as an L, not an S, because S stands for side, but an L for SLANT. And so we are going to look at this like a right triangle. So let me pull this right triangle for you. You know that the height of the triangle is 11. That's that 90 degrees coming down. Now, if this is 10 and this is a regular pyramid, meaning the top is perpendicular to the bottom, it's not slanted, then half of the base is 5. Do you see that idea? And what I'm trying to do is find the slant height. So if you can imagine slicing right into the middle of this pyramid, that's what we're doing. Now, wouldn't that be 11 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared? So I'll call that C. That is the height, the slant height. So leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. We're looking for the hypotenuse. So what is it? It's 121 plus 25, which is 136. No, what did I just make up? 140. Wow, guys. Isn't it 146? I don't know what I was doing. All right, 146 equals C squared. So what is the square root of 146? 12.1? 146. Yeah, we'll keep 12.08. C is about 12.08 because if it's 12, that's 44. So I guess we'll squeeze that in there, 12.08. I don't know how much of a difference that will make. So go ahead and find me this. 4 times a half, you could simplify that just to 2, times 10 times 12.08. I got 241.6. Does anybody agree with me? Well, sure is not a vote of confidence. I got 241.6. Okay, now I want to do it again. What if I just put in 12? I wonder how much of a difference that makes. If I put in 12, I get 240. If I put in 12.1, I get 242. So between 241 and 242 are good answers there. Now, add these together. What do I get for my total surface area? 341.6 what? It's a big pyramid, miles squared. Okay, guys, you can't forget and get caught up and just walk away like once you did this work. You have to come back. So area of a square, area of a triangle, but we had to find the piece of the triangle. All right, flip it to the back real quick, please. Given a box with dimensions of 3 by 5 by 8, find the surface area. You don't even have to draw that, but it's length, width, and height. So use your formula or sketch it so you can visualize it. Now, I'm going to let you guys do this. Bob the Builder, oh my, works for a company that built a goldfish pond for a local university. He has to plaster the interior sides of the pond, which is shaped like a rectangular prism with dimensions shown in the picture below. Now, hold on a minute. Tell me what we would not be plastering. The top piece. Do you see that? So you'd have 4 sides, you'd have a base, but the top would not be plastered. Now, this is your length, width, and this is your height. The length and width, we can interchange those, but the height, we can't interchange that, okay? So what is the total surface area of the interior sides and bottom of the pond? So they're telling you have these 4 sides in the bottom, no top. So when you go to do your surface area formula, instead of having 2 LW, you only have 1 LW, just the bottom, but you still have 2 of the sides facing us, width and height, and you still have 2 of the sides on the left, which is length times height. And then it talks about the company charges $1.50 per square foot to plaster the pond. What will it cost to plaster the 4 interior sides and the bottom? Show your work. So it's $1.50 for every square foot, and this is all in feet. All right, so that should get you set. That goldfish is staring at me. It's giving me a complex.